Hello, everybody. I'm Paul Huber.
And I'm Eric Fallati.
And welcome to another edition of Hubie and Fallati, talking sports here at...
Nissan of Cool Springs.
Excellent. Well, we haven't done this for a while. We had a really busy end of March and April, but we're glad to be back here talking sports again at Nissan of Cool Springs.
Yes.
And so we've got a lot to catch up on. First of all, the NCAA basketball tournament, what a bang, what a finish.
Congratulations to North Carolina.
Yeah, he's Roy Williams is a great coach, and it's well-deserved. Disclosure, I did come in second place in my pool, so I got a little side money there so I can enjoy a little Mexican dinner with that. So
and
that
out of a possible 20 contestants, I finished 18th.
So you did really well.
I can't say I didn't beat anybody.
There you go. Yeah. That's right. That's what 5 people did worse than you. So, but no, it was actually great. Great run also by Gonzaga. Mark Few had a great run getting to the final. So that was long overdue. Moving forward now, in April we had the NFL draft.
Yes.
Some teams won, some teams lost. There were some crazy trades. What are some of the things that jumped out at you, Eric?
Well, first of all, I'm not the least bit surprised that Miles Barnett, the defensive end from Texas A&M, was taken with that very first pick by the Browns.
He's a great athlete.
He is. And the way things have been going for the Browns, they'll take any help they can get. And the old adage is, while offense may sell tickets, defense wins championships. And I think he will be a huge asset to the Browns' defensive line and will help them win at least 7 or 8 games this year.
Absolutely. And one of the things that everybody talked about, that blockbuster trade that Chicago pulled off to move up to get a quarterback.
Mitchell Trubisky. And I don't think the fans in Chicago are ready to take Trubisky out to dinner yet, because that was a very unexpected move made by the Bears. And not that Jay Cutler was Tom Brady by any means, but I feel like Cutler would have taken them further than Trubisky will this season. So that's something you have to wonder about. At least I wonder about it.
Yeah, and that also kind of, once that happened, you had the writing on the wall, and Jay Cutler decided to walk off into the sunset.
And now he's going to make millions by calling TV games, football games for Fox Sports this year. Very interesting.
Well, being a Vanderbilt grad, we know he's going to be well-spoken.
Oh, and in Nashville, he certainly will be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he was a great story in the way that he treated his diabetes and still had what many people consider to be a successful NFL career.
Absolutely. He did get the Bears to within 1 game of the Super Bowl one year. People tend to forget that.
Absolutely.
But he gave it everything he had. He made all SEC here at Vanderbilt. And I wish him well with Fox Sports.
Well, and the other thing that people forget about Jay Cutler is he was coached by 4 or 5 different offensive coordinators.
Yes, and still put the numbers up that he put up.
Yeah,
that was really something.
So he had the talent around him. Some people say they didn't. But he was a talented quarterback that was never given a consistent system to work within. And so I think given a different situation, I think he could have been much more successful.
And who knows, he might have taken the Bears to a couple of Super Bowls if he had some stronger offensive talent around him. He had Earl Bennett, but Bennett was about all he had to work with, and so he did what he could. He certainly did.
Which was also a throwback from his Vanderbilt days.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we've talked about the NFL. The Titans look really good. I like their picks. Getting we got a cornerback.
Yes.
And also a wide receiver.
And I'm happy about that. I mean, when we had that 5th overall pick, nobody really expected us to use it for a wide receiver. But I think Corey Davis has got great talent. He's going to be that deep wide receiver threat that Marcus Mariota hasn't really had to this point. We've had some good ones, but I think Corey Davis has great speed. He can run 80 yards and score on an 80-yard bomb anytime. He'll be that threat we really need on offense. And I also like Adoree Jackson anchoring the secondary this year. He's really made an impact in the minds of a lot of coordinators.
Yeah, I think that was great shoring up in both of those positions.
Right.
And they absolutely picked. I like these picks. We'll keep it simple and go with that. So we've talked about football. Now let's talk about some hockey.
Go Preds! Fang fingers!
Man, the Predators are making an epic run. It's historic for this franchise, obviously. One of the things that not only have we made it to the 3rd round for the first time, but I don't know if this has ever been done by an 8 seed to win 3 opening games on the road in 3 consecutive series.
No, it's never happened before. Now, we did have a number 8 seed win the Stanley Cup. The LA Kings in 2012 became the first NHL team to accomplish that feat as number 8 seed. And the Predators have got that same chance this year, but by doing so, they will have done something even those 2012 Kings did not do. And that's by winning all these games on the road to start out all the series. So
3 consecutive series.
Yes.
Win the first game on the road, you secure home ice advantage. That's why even for this, they swept Chicago.
Right.
And then even for the St. Louis series, they won the first game, and even though they didn't win the second game, I wasn't panicked because they still had home ice advantage. And my mantra was, now all you have to do is win at home and you win the series. And we're in that same position again.
And nobody really took us seriously when the playoffs started. The Blackhawks certainly didn't. You had people saying we didn't belong on the same ice with the Blackhawks. And we won that first game in Chicago 1-0. Everyone said, well, they had a night to shine. It's going to be tough the rest of the way. Well, we swept that series to the shock of many. And we were able to get past a very determined St. Louis Blues team that was the best team coming into the playoffs. So now here we are, 2 victories away from playing for that Stanley Cup. And this entire city is on cloud 9, and rightfully so. I'm very excited. I love the talent we got. I like the hearts of our players, the determination they show when they're on the ice. This is a very exciting run. I want to see it continue.
I love that Poyle has built this team the way that he did, and the way that Laviolette is coaching it, and the fact that we can go big or we can go fast, almost like with an NBA team, you can go big or you can go small.
Right.
And this team has depth in a lot of positions, and our defenseman, PK Subban, is playing great defense and shutting down the number 1 lines for the other teams.
PK is a threat to score anytime that goal comes towards his stick. I mean, all the players are showing great determination, and PK has really been a vital part of our playoffs to this point. And I'm glad to see Anaheim's Kessler having gotten the best of Johansson in that second game in Anaheim, because it certainly brought out the best in Johansson last night.
It sure did.
It sure did. And as usual, we fed off the energy that our fans provided, and I feel like the Predators might be a team of destiny this year.
Well, even right now, going into this series, the final 4 teams, of course, you have the Predators and the Anaheim Ducks, and then you have the Senators and the Penguins going into the Eastern Conference Final and the Western Conference Final, last 4 teams standing. Going into the series, Vegas had already started laying odds that Nashville was the favorite to win it all.
And that's a good thing. I mean, you're glad to hear the odds makers saying that.
But you still got to play the game.
You still got to play the game. And Peter Laviolette would be the first to tell you that. Any one of the players would be the first to tell you that. I think it's great that we're getting the recognition we're getting, but you've got to get it done on the ice. And what I like best about the Predators is they're not buying into what the media says. They just focus on the ice. When that puck comes their way, it's all business. They do what they have to do to win. That's what's gotten the Predators to this point. So I just like their attitude. I like their work ethic, and we're in a good position right now. Let's go do it.
Absolutely. So finally, getting down to the other sport that's in play, baseball, way too early to talk about it, not going to go there. But we are deep into the playoffs with the NBA.
And we've got the Cavaliers and Celtics beginning tonight playing for the Eastern Conference Championship.
Yep.
I know that LeBron and his Cavaliers are the prohibitive favorite to return to the finals for a 3rd consecutive year. But let's not forget, the Celtics have got some players that can score, most notably Isaiah Thomas.
Absolutely.
So if you're the Celtics, I believe if you're LeBron and the Cavaliers, the Celtics just might be that one team that can match up with you and possibly beat you. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, they shoot the ball definitely well enough, but in the other series, they have to be an absolute. It's going to be a run over with Kawhi Leonard being down now. There's as good and as historic as San Antonio has been. They were ready to make a deep run, which they're still doing, but with Kawhi Leonard down, there's just no chance for them against this just potent, powerful offense of the Golden State Warriors.
Especially when you consider that when Kawhi Leonard got hurt in Game 1, he had scored 26 points.
He was on
up to
fire.
That part. He was on fire, knocking down everything he put up. The Spurs were enjoying a 22-point lead at the time. And once he got hurt, as they say, the rest is history. And we'll never know. Golden State might still have come back and won the game, even if Leonard hadn't have gotten hurt. But once he got hurt, when half your offense is gone, it just makes it academic that Golden State had the momentum after that point. And I just don't see anybody stopping Stephen Curry. He is Superman from three-point range. So I'm going to predict a Warriors-Cavaliers showdown for the third consecutive year. But the Celtics may prove me wrong. We'll see how that goes.
I think that the Celtics definitely have a chance in this series. They match up reasonably well. But anytime you have LeBron James on the floor, we know he can take over a game. And
so can Kyrie Irving.
He scored 30 points in 3 consecutive playoff games, which was actually a personal record for him. And again, Kyrie Irving as well. So, but like I said, well, that series is not such a slam dunk so to speak.
No, the Western Conference is almost a formality, but in the Eastern Conference, I'm looking at a 6 or 7 game series between those two.
It could be. And finally, to wrap up, Eric, I understand tomorrow's your birthday.
Well, yes, it is.
Awesome. Well, what would you like for your birthday this year, Eric?
I could think of no better birthday gift than to see the Predators win Game 4 tomorrow night and put us within 1 victory of playing for the Stanley Cup.
That would be fantastic. All right, well, that's all we have for today, guys. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to watch our little sports video. We certainly enjoy doing these, and we've missed doing them for you in April. So, all I have to say now is, go Preds!
Go Predators!
All right, guys. See you next time.
Thank you.